Under the lights, speaking of facts, double the price, yeah. Under the lights, we covering sports, whatever you like, yeah. Home runs in the park, touchdowns in the end zone. Knockouts in the ring, buzzer beater for the win, go hard or go home. Find out who you are when you under the lights. That pressure made a star right there. Under the lights, you looking for the best, tune in to Under the Lights. Yeah, yeah, Under the Lights.
Yeah. Welcome back to Under the Lights. We are your host. I'm Big Mike, and that's my guy, Jordan. What's up, boy? What's up, man?
I'm chilling, man. Let's knock this out, baby. Come on.
Yeah, but listen, then for the viewers right now, hit that like and subscribe button. You know what I mean? We got a packed show today. You feel what I'm saying? We got a lot to talk about, and we got a little time to do it. We all know my man Jordan is a professional soccer player, and he has business to attend to. So we're gonna go in here and jump right in this joint and get this motherfucker started. Now, for the ones who don't know, me and my guy Jordan, we talk all the time. You know what I mean? And my guy Jordan got a lot to say about a certain situation. You know what I mean? You got Caitlin Clark out here. What's wrong?
Let that be last, baby. Let that be last.
Okay, you want that to be last? Okay, cool. I'll let you sign off on that shit last. Cool. Or we're gonna go ahead and swing it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because NBA free agency is going crazy. Boys is out here making moves, and boys is out here not making moves. If you ain't making moves, something wrong with you. You understand me? Now, we all know that the Denver Nuggets, you know what I'm saying? The Denver Nuggets just got Cam Johnson from the Brooklyn Nets, and they got Bruce Brown, who was there with them for that one season, in the season that they won the championship, and we know what he brought to the team. So they're in Denver right now. Bruce Brown, he's back. You feel what I'm saying? But with the addition of those guys, with the addition of Cam Johnson and the return of Bruce Brown, does this put the Nuggets back on their 2023 championship level? Look, I'm not going to sit up here and just say, you know, it just puts them all the way back up there. But if not, it's damn sure close. You know what I mean? And the reason I say it's damn sure close is because at that moment in time, they also had Contavious Caldwell-Pope, who was doing work for them out there in Denver. You know what I mean? At that time, they was on that run, and they won the championship. They was doing work. He was doing work. You feel what I'm saying? But when you look at the fact that Michael Porter Jr. is now gone, who he was traded for, you know what I mean? Cam Johnson is an upgrade, if you ask me. Cam Johnson can shoot the three from anywhere on the floor. He can run the floor. He can defend on the perimeter. He can put the ball on the floor and shoot the midi, and he can post you up as well. And just like what this game needs is players that can get out and transition, and he does that very well as well. He's young, you know what I'm saying, and they got other pieces like Jonas Valanciunas in Denver as well. You know what I mean? They picked him up, and we know. I mean, he ain't got to be Jokic, but we know last year Jokic. I don't even know who the backup center was for Denver. I don't even know who it was. What Jonas Valanciunas is going to provide is rebounding, where they struggle at when he's off the floor. It's going he can shoot the mid range a little bit. You feel me? You may play off of him, but he will and can knock it down, and he can put it down on the floor, down in the paint a little bit, and go out there and get a bucket with his hook shot or whatever the case may be. What the Denver Nuggets need is somebody that could go out there and just maintain that time when Jokic is on the bench, whether it's rebounding, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he can also shoot it a little bit from the mid-range. He steps out to the three at some point in time as well. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure what his percentage is from out there, but I know he don't take a lot of shots out there, but he can hit it. You know what I mean? But like I said, at that same time, you just need somebody out there when Jokic is sitting down, so they won't be out there getting beat up in the paint. They can get some rebounds, and he can also pass the ball if need be, whatever the case. So I think Cam Johnson is an upgrade. Bruce Brown is going to be what he was for the Denver Nuggets in 2023, also next season in the 2025 season. He gave him 11 points, 4 and 3 when he was there off the bench a couple years ago, and he's going to be back doing the same thing. He's a spark off the bench. He's a spark off the bench, kind of like the Patriots got a T.J. McConnell who's a spark off the bench. They do it in different ways, but he's a spark off the bench for the Denver Nuggets all throughout the game. So if it don't put him at the 2023 level, it most definitely puts him close. And I only say that because
oh my God.
What's up?
DeAndre Ayton signed with the Lakers.
I know. Keep going. I just now seen that before the show started, it hadn't came up yet. It hadn't came up. But let's go though. Keep going though. Go ahead, go. Don't do that. Don't do that, Jordan. Don't do that. Al Horford is still out there. Don't do that, Jordan. We need it. We need it. Come on, y'all got Steph, Clay. I mean, not Clay. You got Steph, Draymond, Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got them boys out there. Moody, Kuminga still there. You know what I mean? You good. You good, baby. And you know, Bron is going to be 41. 41.
Fuck, man. This is not good.
Yeah, it is. Real good. Let's go, DeAndre Ayton. Come on. You out here with a GOAT now. You out here with a GOAT and a top-tier caliber player in Luka Doncic. Let's get your mind right, baby. Get your mind right. I seen when Portland said they was tired of his behavior. That's what Portland said. They was tired of me when I was talking about his behavior, his excuses. They said he was, and listen, the excuses and shit, I mean, they tired of his behavior, bro. They tired of it. That's why it was good to let him go. When you go out to LA, you know what I'm saying? You were the GOAT, and you with Luka Doncic. You see Luka Doncic getting right, slim down already. He know what's going on. He know what's up. You in LA now, baby. You in LA. Bring that double-double to LA. Bring that 16 and 10 or that 14 and 12. Bring that to LA. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, go though, bro. Talk to me. Does Cam Johnson and the return of Bruce Brown put the Nuggets back on the 2023 championship level?
I think I think Cam Johnson right now in his career, I think is a better player than Porter Jr.
Okay.
I mean, Bruce Brown's probably gonna give you the same production as probably what Westbrook would give you, but Westbrook probably gonna give you a little bit more. I mean, a little bit more, I would say. You know, because Westbrook, yeah, I think Westbrook will give him a little bit more. You know what? I mean, Westbrook is Westbrook, huh? Like he sometimes he can do a lot on the court. It's not just one thing, two things. Like he does a lot on the court. You know what I mean? Except for maybe shoot that ball. What?
Imagine those two out on like just in transition. Russ, and even though he's older in age, but he still get out. You feel what I'm saying? But him and Bruce Brown, they both just hustle. They hustle players. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Yeah, but he ain't there anymore, so he ain't gonna be there anymore. So
right,
you know. But so I think it probably puts them. I mean, it probably puts them in the same area. I wouldn't think they're in championship level though. I mean, they were close to still probably beating thing, man. It went 7 games, so.
Oh, say, bro, that went 7. That was a dog fight.
Yeah. So it went 7. But man, styles make fights, right? But
yeah,
you know, Jamal Murray is the key piece for them. And I always say this. I think they have great role players. To be honest with you, they have decent role players. You know what I'm saying? That they kind of have, right? And I think Jamal Murray, it's him that is he gonna take that next step, especially in the regular season. Because we know in the postseason, he gives you his production usually goes up. I think that's because of his low production in the regular season, right? So then when he goes into the playoffs, you know, the level, you don't need to reach like an immense crazy level because his level in the regular season is always up and down.
Okay.
But it's Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's always been the person that if he can jump from, you know, to at least be an all-star he is an all-star caliber. I say his production to be at an all-star level in the regular season, then I would say they can still be a top 3 seed. Of course, you know, you have Joker. Joker's always gonna make you relevant, but him being consistent is gonna make them go, you know, to the next level, I feel, because Jamal Murray is that next guy. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, these are good role players, and I don't think, you know, it just puts them back in the same position as they were before. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see it being like a Kevin Durant type move or something like that. Or, but that's about it, man. I don't really have much to really go off. I'm pissed off right now. I'm fucking pissed off.
Look. So I know you pissed off. Get this though. You know, and they all good role players. You know what I mean? But the difference is with Cam Johnson and Michael Porter Jr. Cam Johnson just brings more, bro. He just brings more. He can put the ball on the floor and step up and get a shot and go to the rim or whatever. He ain't got to do it all night, every single night, but he can do that, and he does it. You seen him in Brooklyn because he had more leeway in Brooklyn. Brooklyn don't, you know what I mean? Brooklyn is Brooklyn. They young, you know what I mean? You don't have a bona fide. I mean, you may talk about Cam Thomas, but Cam Johnson, it's not like he out there the 4th option out there. You know what I mean? He getting looks, he get to play, he get to have the ball in his hands, and he just brings more than Michael Porter Jr. So if Jamal Murray is having one of those off games. You know what I'm saying? I just think Cam Johnson can also step up at times and have a good game as well and fill those shoes and cover where Jamal Murray is lacking at. You know what I'm saying? So I think they in a real good spot. The West
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
West the West is fucking yo. The West is the most powerful conference. You know what I'm saying? We listen. This is fucking crazy. This is crazy, nigga. But
I
what
think
you go ahead?
Tim Hardaway obviously is a big pickup. You know what I mean? I think obviously I don't know if he's gonna give you the level of defensive work that Contavious Caldwell Pope can, but
No.
he can definitely shoot that bitch. You know what I mean?
Yes. Spread
He
the
shoots
floor.
that shit. Yeah, he can shoot that shit. So, they're gonna be able to spread that floor for Joker, which is gonna make it a
Yes.
bit difficult now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think always having Joker is gonna give you a top four, finish. He's always going to be, in the MVP race because of his production and what he does on the floor. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He's probably one of the best centers of all time at this moment, and just his dominance is always going to put you in the right place. But I really do feel that Cam Johnson and Tim Hardaway, those are good pickups. Those are shooters. So you know what I mean. I mean, Cam Johnson can give you a little bit, something maybe. Porter, he always had that where you thought that he can be like a 20-point per game guy, you
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But it never just materialized. But he did, let's be honest, not everyone does that, right? He did star in his role, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yep.
he did do that. So I don't want to shit on MPJ, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to do that. Cam Johnson is just probably, I think we say that he can do all those things more than MPJ because he's probably got put in the position where he was able to do that. If you understand what I'm saying, because now with my MPJ over in Brooklyn, we might be able to see a bit more from him now, and let's see what if he has all those skills like he did coming out of high school, going into college, and all that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, um, yeah. So I think it's a good look. I don't think it puts them championship level. I think they're at the same level as they were when they probably like a top four seed. You know what I'm saying in the West.
Okay. All right. So you just said you was pissed off, you was mad about something. You want to talk about that real quick, or you want to just keep it moving?
No, you can
You
keep it
mad you
moving.
mad, you mad
Fuck,
at
fuck
DeAndre
them
Ayton?
niggas.
You mad at DeAndre
Fuck,
Ayton going to the Lakers?
fuck,
You know what I mean?
fuck that nigga, man.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, now it's fuck that nigga. Look, Miles Turner gone to the Bucks. DeAndre Ayton, he's with the Lakers now. I mean, you got Al Horford out here. You know what I mean? Maybe he may make his way out there to the Bay, bro. Who knows, man? But then again, he may not want to pay them taxes. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I just don't know. You feel me? But let's move on, dog. Listen, the Houston Rockets, man. They killing it this offseason, man. They went out and we know they got Kevin Durant, but they also filled in the spot for Dylan Brooks because we know they let him go as well and signed Dorian Finney-Smith on a 3-year deal. And they brought Clint Capella to Houston back to Houston as well, man. You know what I mean? Will the Houston Rockets snatch the top spot in the West from OKC next season? And I know, and listen, I said that because for the past 2 years, OKC was the top seed, and it don't look like they're going nowhere. Shea just signed his extension, and they have enough money just to sign Chet and Jalen Williams to keep them satisfied, and Caruso's still there, and they still got other Jalen Williams and the other Jalen Williams, you know what I mean, shit too. So they're not going nowhere. But for right now, they are still the best team in the league. Will Houston snatch that top spot from them in the West next year?
Um, I mean they could, yeah. I mean they could. You know what I mean? I don't know how much the regular season is going to be a priority for OKC at this very moment now. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know what that's going to be looking like. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the way that they play defense, I think the way they play defense, they're going to win a lot of games regardless.
right.
You know what I mean? They still have a young core, still one of the youngest teams in the league. So they're going to be up there for sure. We don't know what Houston's going to look like. I mean, Houston is going to be good. You know what I mean? Because of the talent that they have.
Yep.
I don't know what they're gonna look like. I would definitely from the pickups that they got, they're 100%. They look like they're gonna be the second best team, or top two team. Them with OKC.
Yeah.
But I just don't know what they're looking like yet. I don't know what they're looking like yet. You know what I mean? Listen, shit. Every time Durant goes to a team, fuck it. We don't know what the fuck happens sometimes.
Right.
I'm with Kevin Durant. No, I fuck with Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a good ball player, man. You know what I mean? He's a
Yeah,
master of the sport. You know what I'm saying? One of the best scorers of all time, if not the greatest scorer of all time, or whatever you want to call him.
yep,
Um, but you know, I think it does put, you know, Dorian Finney-Smith stretch four, big time. You know what I mean? You have Sengun there. You know what I mean? Still one of the top upcoming big men in the league right now. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? You have Fred that's there, signed a friendly good deal. What they signed him on. You have Junior Smith there still. You know what I'm saying? So they looking, and then you obviously have the young bull that's going to be one of the best defenders in the league, like in KD, bro. Like so defensively, they gonna be getting after it. And I think the big move is them not giving up Reed Shepherd, bro. Reed Shepherd is fucking good, bro. So you know, them they're gonna be a tough out, man. They're gonna be, especially with the coach with the defensive mindset with the coach. Like they're gonna be a tough. I just want to see how it's gonna work. You know what I mean? That's gonna be the big thing for me, and how it's going to work. What's their offense gonna be looking like? Um, that's the only thing I'm going to see that's going to make me you know, like to say, okay, this team's definitely going to be better than OKC or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But they picked up some big moves. They have a second lineup that is fucking amazing as well, bro. You know what I'm saying? Picking up Clint Capella is a big move for when Sengun's off the floor. They still have Steven Adams. They can play huge,
Yes.
huge, right? Like they're big as hell. So like this is probably, you know, Kevin Durant to the Rockets is probably one of the biggest moves for them in recent years. And I think they're top two seed. I'll be honest with you. I think they're top two seed. There was already what they were second, right?
Yeah.
So fuck, they were second last year, so it can't get any. I don't know if they're gonna be over OKC, which they probably could, because like I said, like OKC, I don't know how much they're gonna prioritize the regular season as much. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing. But I think those things definitely put them in a position to be the best team in the West for sure.
All right, man. Listen, I mean, there's so much you can say about this shit, man. Listen, if they're not over, okay, let's just, if they're not the number one seed, we might be able to say maybe because obviously when you put you know a new. I'm not necessarily saying this is a new team because you just added Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? You also added a plug-in guy with Dorian Finney-Smith. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else was already still there, right? But maybe you can credit it to like chemistry. You know what I'm saying? KD, he may not know where he want to be, he may not know where they want to be, whatever the case, you know what I mean? But you got, what we do know is that they got guys, Fred VanVleet, he can go get a bucket. Baby, who I call Baby Joker, Sengun, we know he can go get a bucket. And you got, KD, we know who is a certified bucket. So they're going to have three guys on the floor. You know what I mean? And you talk about Reed Shepherd. They're going to have 2 to 3 guys on the floor at all times that can go out there and get a bucket. And even if they not winning a whole bunch of games to start out, maybe they start slow. Let's just say they did start slow. Their defense is going to travel. And I feel like their defense is going to be the turn that is going to turn into offense, and they're going to go out there and get plays and get buckets on the other end of the court out there in transition, kind of like OKC was doing, boys, this year. If they had a slow start and couldn't get it going, nigga, they'd beat your ass on defense and go out there and get buckets like that until they get it together on offense. And I think the Houston Rockets going to be doing that. They're humongous. You know what I mean? They can go Sengun, Jabari Smith, and Kevin Durant. And Amen Thompson was 6'6". You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, they could be an asshole and say, or depending on the matchup, OKC, y'all want to go big with Chet, and you want to go big with Isaiah Hartenstein. Hey, Big Steve, you come in here and holler at us, man. Big Steve and Big Sengun. We want y'all out here. We can't have them owning the boards. You know what I mean? And still have Kevin Durant, Amen Thompson, you know what I mean, Fred VanVleet or whoever, Reed Shepherd and out there. And like you said, man, Dorian Finney-Smith, man, he stretches the floor, dog. He stretches the floor, man. He can shoot it and he can defend. Like I said, that's the replacement for Dylan Brooks. You know what I mean? Real good replacement. And not to forget, remember I was like, what is his name? I forget his last. What's his name? Tari Eason. You know what I mean? He's another kid that's got length and he can shoot it as well. You know what I mean? So, but listen, hey, go back to these playoffs. I ain't saying he just go out here and just light it up, but that motherfucker can shoot the rock. When he was shooting that rock, he was going in. You know what I mean? And every time I see him play, you know what I mean? I like how he gonna develop and get even better. You know what I'm saying? That might be his role. You know what I mean? But he get out there, play defense, and can shoot the 3 ball too. So I think they can snatch the top spot. And that don't mean they're going to keep it all year long, you know what I mean? But it could be one of them situations like where it's back and forth, because not only do they have, you know what I mean, you got Houston, you know what I mean, but you also got Dallas, who going to be looking for that top spot as well, you know what I mean, depending on, how they move and how they playing with D-Lo, you know what I mean, a new addition, and Cooper Flag, the rookie, you know what I'm saying, and, things like that. So it just depends, man. It just depends, but I think they most definitely could do it.
Mm.
This shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy, man. And I'm like, look, and I mentioned that you still got Dallas, who's gonna be vowing for the top spot, doing what they do. Kyrie's on the ACL, but he gonna come back and hopefully he's the same. You know what I mean? Hopefully he can pick up, and get his feet wet.
They ain't vying for nothing, man. They're injured right now.
Talking about. Yeah. I hear you. I'm just saying when everybody get back healthy and whole, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know what I mean, they can, things would be, they'd be vowing for number one spot too. But with this, what I can ask you though, with that being said, who the best team in Texas? Who the best team in Texas? You got the Houston Rockets that just did their thing. You got the Dallas Mavericks that just got D-Lo. They got Cooper Flag. They already got the Klay Thompson and Gafford and AD and things like that. Who is the best team? And you got San Antonio as well. You feel me? Who is the best team in Texas in your eyes, man?
Houston's the best team in Texas right now. Very simple.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very simple. You know what I'm saying? It's very simple. I mean, San Antonio is definitely a team that's on the up and coming. We don't know what they're gonna do. They might be a team that's in there, and they might not be. You know what I mean? Because they De'Aaron Fox and him, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
we don't. I think those other teams are still built a bit better than them at the moment. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Dallas is the one team that they might be. We don't know what they're gonna be, because without Kyrie. I mean, you just like you said, you got D'Angelo Russell, but is he gonna move the needle and make them be a top team in the West? Well, Kyrie Irving's not there, and it's not like AD kind of needs a guy with him. It's not just gonna be him by himself, thinking that he's gonna lead the charge, and then there's a rookie Cooper Flag that we don't know,
Yeah, he AD gotta have that. He gotta have that as a big man, dog. You gotta have that guard play. You gotta have that good guard play. You gotta be able to have the chemistry. You gotta be able to do the pick and roll, man, make the right decisions. And listen, with D-Lo, I told you before, bro. D-Lo makes so many mistakes, man. D-Lo will miss a oop, miss the open man, miss a man down court. I'll be like, what are you looking at? You know what I'm saying? Take ill-advised shots. And I'm just like, yo, that's why I was like, I'm not heavy on D-Lo, man. When I was talking about it, you was like, they're gonna be this, they're gonna okay. You can have, that's why I said they can have D-Lo. They can have his motherfucking ass. And when they look up and it's a crucial moment, he got 5 points, you know what I'm saying, on 14 shots, they're gonna be shitty. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a good pickup to be a role player for sure.
I'm not saying it's not. All I said is that I'm not big. They can have him. It doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? It doesn't scare me as long as if he's the starting point guard for you, you know what I mean, and you want to go somewhere, I don't have nothing really much to worry about. Because I don't think he's gonna be able to get it done. Not him. So I'm like I said, I'm not big on D-Lo, but I definitely go with Houston right now because like I said, I mean maybe if Kyrie was healthy and whole, and even still, like we don't know what Cooper Flag gonna do. We don't know what he gonna be. He was good his freshman year. He was very good, played all that shit. But we don't know what he's gonna do against these grown men. You know what I mean? He had a good game in against the USA. In last summer, you know what I mean? Well, let's see. Now you got 82 games now. Let's see if he can be durable. Let's see if he can stay on the floor. Let's see if he can handle everything that comes with playing with grown men. So I'm definitely going Houston right now, and San Antonio is definitely third on my list. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. My man Jordan is angry today.
Yeah, fuck that shit, bro. That pissed me off, man.
My man Jordan is angry.
That really fucking pissed me off.
Listen, my man Jordan is angry today. You know what I mean? And listen, I feel like you angry because, boys is out here making moves and your Golden State Warriors have been stagnant at the moment. And all of the players that can really swing the pendulum of power is pretty much gone unless you're looking at a Giannis, if he gets traded or whatever the case may be, or if he requests a trade, you know what I'm saying? And listen, he just might request a trade because we already know Giannis told you Milwaukee a couple years ago, basically, get some motherfuckers here to win a championship or I'm gone. I'm not signing no extension.
Yep.
Ain't no wrong with that.
I mean, yeah, that's 100% right, though. I'm with him. I'm with him, especially at them waving Dame Lillard doesn't really help.
Yeah.
Help the fact.
You waive Dame Lillard, and then Brook Lopez is gone as well now. You know what I'm saying? Even though you got Miles Turner, you know what I'm saying? I think you would probably want Brook Lopez over Miles Turner. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But
Middleton's there. Kuzma's there.
yeah,
Middleton's gone.
yeah, Middleton's gone, Kuzma's gone, you know what I'm saying? But
Kuzma's there. Kuzma's there.
Kuzma's there. Yeah, Kuzma's there, and Middleton he's been gone, you know what I mean? So he with the Wizards, you know what I'm saying? And, he picked up his option with the Wizards, and he should have, because I'm pretty sure nobody else was gonna pay him $33 million. You know what I'm saying? So but Warriors ain't making no moves right now, but I know who you want. I know you want Big Giannis. That's who I know you want to come to Golden State. You know what I mean? So let me ask you this though, with Brook Lopez being gone, and this thing started when they went ahead and let Drew Holiday go to Boston too. This is when this shit started. You know what I'm saying? So he gone. You got Brook Lopez, he's up out of there. Chris Middleton's up out of there. And you waive Dame Lillard, you know what I mean? We'll get in that in a few seconds, you know what I mean? You waive Dame Lillard, and it don't look like the future is bright no more in Milwaukee. With Brook Lopez leaving Milwaukee, do you think we have seen the last of Giannis in a Bucks uniform? Talk to me, bro. What's up, Doomsday? What's up, bro? Listen, bro. It should be. What we do know, one thing about Giannis is that he wants to win. He's not out here prioritizing numbers. That's not what he does. He's not out here, you know what I mean? I want to play so many games so I can win the MVP. He's not playing. Giannis plays to win. And Giannis plays hard every night. Whether they losing, getting blown out, it don't matter. Giannis, that motherfucker shows up and he plays hard every single night. And if Giannis is the guy that went into that office or extended a message or however it went down, if he's the guy that went in there and told them, sign people, make this a championship winning team, you know what I mean? Or this ain't the place for me no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's time. I think it should be the last time we see him in the Bucks uniform. Miles Turner doesn't do enough to make me stay. He don't do nothing to make me stay. What I'm gonna do with Miles Turner? You know what I'm saying? Oh, what? The Pacers didn't even want to keep him. You think if he'd have played better in the playoffs, in the finals, maybe they would have kept his motherfucking ass. You feel what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I mean? But shit, that ship has sailed in Milwaukee, bro. That ship has sailed. Damon's not going to be there. Well, he's for real now because they waived him. But even if they didn't waive him, he wasn't going to be there next season because he's rehabbing an Achilles. It's gone. And then Brook Lopez is gone. Why would I want to stay in Milwaukee? For what? Because they drafted me? Because I know people in the city? Because I got some kids here with my wife or whatever? Motherfucker, we rich. We fucking moving. And we going to somewhere we can go out here and fucking win. I don't want to lose. Giannis been in the league 12 years, bro. He came in at 19 and has done exceptionally well. But Giannis ain't happy with his one championship. He won another one. He got a depoy. He got a defensive player of the year. He got a league MVP, which I think, that in 2020 should have went to LeBron and AD. Everybody else thought it was, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He got everything. Just won the cup. Well, he won the cup, what was that, last year? Won the in-season tournament championship. So he got that on his resume or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, the nigga Giannis has done it all. He wants to continue to do it. So if we cannot continue to do those things to continue to win in Milwaukee, yes, and it don't look like they going no goddamn where. So yes, this shit, we shouldn't see number 34 in Milwaukee no more. We shouldn't see it. This should be the last. This should be it. Because next season for the Bucks is going absolutely nowhere. Nowhere.
So how organizations treat players?
Yeah.
Players take that in.
Yeah.
Me being a sports guy, I know 100% that people take that in. So he's helped recruiting for rebuild. Mine was his bigger. What is this man talking about? What is he talking about? But how they treat players is how, like, some players will take that in when the organization, when they're trying to stay at an organization or not. Mm-hmm. What they did to Dame, it could easily be, if that happened to me, would they do that to me?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's a big, big, big point that you guys like everyone has to kind of take in. Not everyone um is going to look at it like, oh, he hurt himself. Like I understand, be like, nah, like, bro, how many more years does this dude have on his contract and they let that nigga go?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if it was me, it can be done to me too. You know what I'm saying? So that's the big part. That's a big part for me. So him doing that, already Brooke Lopez, which is one of his friends on the team, out of there. Middleton, who he was with forever, out of there. You know what I'm saying? The Drew Dame thing, I don't think was whatever, because I think they tried to do something because they felt that they weren't in a position to win anymore, so they wanted to change it up. And nothing's wrong with that. That can happen, and it just didn't work out. You know what I mean?
Shit, the Drew Dame thing.
Yeah, like them trading for Dame and Drew out of there.
But that I don't. That's not. That ain't. Drew was already gone. He was already
Yeah,
gone. That
no, so,
wasn't.
so,
Yeah.
so, so listen. So what I'm saying is them getting Dame and Drew being out of there, right? Because it was basically a thing where they get Dame in and Drew out. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is with them doing that, I don't think that changes Giannis's thing because they're trying to make moves in order for them to be better in whatever way they thought they could. You understand what I'm saying? Bringing in someone like Dame, whether we thought it would work or not, bringing someone like Dame is a big move. So that's something that's a positive. But I mean, he wasn't washed up. He's giving you 24 a game, 25 a game. He's giving you 25 a game. So is that washed up? So what, is LeBron washed up? I'm being dead ass. Is LeBron washed up? There was at
Well,
least
dude,
what
say
there was
he
at
ain't
least
like
10.
he
He
ain't
was a
washed
top
up.
10, top 11 player, top 11 points per game in the league last year. So that means all those other dudes that was behind him must be washed up too now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I don't know. Yeah, he played though. He played. What we talking about? You know what I mean?
Keep
He
going on,
played.
bro.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that it's a big loss, and I think them getting rid of him, waiving him, I think is more of a bigger issue than Lopez maybe leaving and all that, because I think that
Yeah.
players knowing that organizations will do that to them is a bigger issue for me. You know what I'm saying? Like how organizations treat their players. I think team players look at that. You know what I mean? So I think it's a I think this I think he probably, I don't know if he's gonna ask for a trade, because I don't know how much, when you watch the Giannis documentary and you see Giannis when he's talking, I don't know if he'll just do that and be like, yo, I want to ask for a trade, or he'll just be
Why would
like,
why wouldn't he?
I don't know, I don't know.
No. He already came in your office and walked in there and told you, get it right, or I'm about this motherfucker. If that wasn't what it was, he would have signed the extension right there. This is Giannis we talking about. He ain't even signed no extension. Yeah, he'll tell him it's time to go. Yeah, he will. I think he will.
Nah,
I think
I
he
don't know.
will. What we talking about?
Mm.
What would you do, Jordan? What would you do? Milwaukee, bro. Milwaukee is not going anywhere. You gave them 12 years of your career. 12 years. And you gave them a championship. They hadn't won since Kareem was there in 71. That's when he was Lou Alcindor, him and Oscar Robertson. They hadn't won.
It looks like he knew that they were going to get Miles Turner, but didn't know if it was the expense of losing Dame Lillard.
Man, listen, Miles
So
Turner just doesn't do it for me. He's not gonna make me stay. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, hey, if he want to stay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're not gonna win. You're going home in the first round. You're gonna be a lower seed. We know the East is wide open, but they're not beating Cleveland. What we talking about?
yeah, well, I mean,
They beat New York. They beat New York.
They can still beat Cleveland.
No, they can't.
They can.
No,
Yeah, they
no.
can.
I don't think so. And it's yet to be seen. I don't think they can beat Cleveland. I don't think they can beat New York. Hell, I don't know. Well, can they be? They can't beat Boston. They can't beat Boston. You know what I'm saying? They still got shooting. They still, I bet you they can't beat Boston. They can't beat Boston. No. What if my team is healthy? The Sixers. They ain't beating us. That's a fact. They beat you. Hey, you right. You absolutely right about that. They beat Detroit? Hell no. Hell no.
They can beat Detroit, man.
Milwaukee can't beat Detroit, nigga.
Milwaukee got out there with a bunch of bums now. Come on now.
I can't wait for the playoffs to get here. I can't wait. You want to bet on that? If they play each other, we gonna bet. Don't worry, we're gonna bet. Let's move on. They ain't beat no damn Detroit. No, they not. They ain't beat my sleeper team, Orlando. Get them up out of here. Paolo Banchero out there.
And my sleeper team is Detroit, and they looking like they could be one of the best teams in the East.
You ain't lying, boy. You ain't lying, boy. You understand me? You ain't lying. Listen, we was talking about the Bucks, though. You know what I mean? The Bucks waived Dame Lillard, you know what I'm saying, when he was rehabbing his Achilles injury. Like, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, I already said that, but I think it's not crazy, but it is, because that's the biggest deal someone has been waived, like, for this amount of money of all time. That's a lot, brother. They're stretching that for another 5 years, money.
And they got to pay him. They still got to pay him.
And they got to pay him.
The next 5.
And they got to pay him, you know what I mean? And it's not like Damian Lillard is like some bum. Like, he was giving you 25 a game. Like, Damian Lillard ain't no bum now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
Man, dude, you tripping, bro.
Yeah.
Hell no.
That is unbelievable. I don't know what it is about, but I think this is one of the more craziest things I've ever seen, to be honest with you. And now for Damian Lillard, when he comes back and he gets on a team-friendly deal, I think that might be a good little discount for whoever's going to pick him up if he's somewhat of what he used to be. So this is going to help Damian Lillard maybe pick where he wants to go. And maybe make that team a contending team now. You know what I mean? Or if they already are a contending team, you have Damian Lillard coming off your bench or whatever, can light up some, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's a win-win for him. It's a win for him in a way, because he's still gonna get his money for a while. He can retire in 2 years and still be getting paid like Gilbert Arenas. So, you know what I mean? I think it's a kind of fucked up what Milwaukee did, to be honest with you, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a good thing for him. You know, he can concentrate on his rehab, you know what I'm saying? And maybe if a team wants to pick him up for the following, couple of years on a team-friendly deal, I think it can help him, and it can work for him in this way. So, you know what I'm saying? Fucked up what Milwaukee did, but maybe it can work for him. And listen, where's Navin? Sorry, Nav. We apologize, Nas. Not Navi. You know what I'm saying? Nav's favorite players, Dame Lillard, you know what I'm saying? And
it is?
Yeah, his favorite player in today's game is Dame.
Oh, really? I ain't know that. Much as me and that nigga talk, I ain't even know that shit, man. Dame was one of my low-key favorite players. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Dame. You know what I mean? Look, this is the perfect example why I say, if you ready to leave, leave. Because when they ready for you to be gone, talking about these teams, they're gonna get you up out of here with no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now understand this, and I know I ain't trying to keep talking, keep bringing it up type shit. But when we talk about Kevin Durant, when he keep on leaving, he's in good situations. He may be putting up some numbers, but it's not equating to winning. I'm talking about if you on a team, you know what I'm saying, that is it's not getting better for you. They're not building a championship team around you, and you one of them dogs in the league, and you putting butts in the seats, kind of like a LeBron situation when he came into the league for 7 fucking years. He making the owner $300-400 million a year. Well, nobody coming to see the Cavaliers, man. Nobody coming to see motherfucking Zydrunas Ilgauskas win 17 fucking games in a season. What are we talking about? You lost 65 games, my nigga, and played in 81 of them. What are we talking about? Nobody's coming to see that shit, man. You feel me? LeBron is putting butts in seats. That's what he do. Players like that and Dame, they're putting butts in seats. So if things are not going right, you're not building around me, making it better for me, and it's time for you to fuck that loyalty shit. Because look, they ain't loyal. You still under contract. They ain't loyal. They got you up out of there. They rather pay you to be gone. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why I be like, yo, if you are a guy that's on a team, not, like I said, not in a Kevin Durant situation, because he didn't play on great teams. And just, other than the Warriors, and just haven't been able to get over the hump, get it done. As the greatest scorer and all that shit, efficiency, 50, 40, 90, all that shit, it don't equate to winning. You may win some games in the season, but look what he's been doing the last few years. Or should I say after Golden State. Whatever the case may be. So if you ready to go, then cut out, because these teams will get rid of you, my nigga, whenever they want to. Period, point blank. It's fucked up what they did. It's fucked up. They ain't want causing no trouble. He was there playing ball, giving you 24, 25 points. Y'all, and then with the coaching situation, y'all let the coach go, Coach Griffin, for Doc Rivers, and he was doing better with him than he was with Doc Rivers.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the decisions that was being made in front office, you know what I'm saying, wasn't good. It wasn't. Why would you let him go? And they was doing better with him. Whatever he was doing, whatever it was working. We ain't saying they was going to go win the championship, but they was winning games. With Doc, they was losing more than winning. So shit. And you gonna just let the man just go like that? That's he already at the bottom. That's the worst injury. He ain't 25. Dame is 34. And yeah, it may work out for Dame. It might, but guess what, Jordan? What if it don't? What if they like, man, he 34, dog. This league is getting younger. I don't really want to take the risk.
I don't think that would happen, because you could put him on a team friendly. No. Team friendly. He gonna get picked up. I know what you're saying, but he's gonna get picked up, bro.
Listen. You got to be realistic.
That is realistic.
No. I'm saying, but it's also a possibility that somebody might not want to put him on their team after coming off an Achilles injury. You know what I'm saying? And then understand this: even if he do get picked up, what if he ain't the same?
I mean, yeah, that's the risk. If you put him on a team friendly, if you put him on a veteran minimum, what are you talking about? Like,
either way, it's a fucked up situation. And this is all about, if you ready to leave and the situation ain't, you should go ahead and just cut the fuck out. And the situation ain't right. I can see if I can see if they're doing right by you, building around you. But if they're not doing that, go, bro. Because when they want you to go, it's gonna be nothing. It's gonna be cut ties. And it's over with. And we moving on. So that was fucked up, man. They shouldn't have done that shit. But hey, you know what they say? It's the business. You know what I'm saying? So hey, but it's a detriment to the team, you know what I mean, when a motherfucker ready to go. He out here in Portland. You know, he out here in Portland and shit for all them years. You know what I mean? They didn't build a championship team around Dame.
I mean, they did the best they could.
They did he maximized, like me and you had this conversation before. He maximized what they had in Portland. Portland with Dame, and see, he ain't no Hall of Famers with him. CJ McCollum is not even he's not nowhere near none of that shit. You feel me? Yeah, that you can have him. That's not a guy who's gonna move. He's a good basketball player, but come on, dog. Come on, man. They had a Mustang. The Warriors were a Bugatti.
I mean, that's the Warriors.
No, but listen. But what I'm telling you is this: how you building a team? They built the motherfucking Bugatti.
Yeah, and I thought that they built,
and they built the Mustang for the Blazers. Put them at, you know what I'm saying? They was a Mustang. They wasn't no exotic car. You can walk right on over there to Ford and get that Mustang. But that's what I'm saying. They maximized what they had. Man, you know what I'm saying? So, but when it's time for him to want to leave there, you know what I mean? Oh, it's an issue. But you can cut ties with a motherfucker just like that, and it's nothing. So if you ready to go, get the fuck up out of there, man. So it is what it is. Jordan, And this, with this free agency is going crazy and everything, like, what I mean? Who's winning the offseason so far? Who's winning the offseason so far?
I think Houston's winning the offseason so far right now. Houston is winning the offseason right now. I would say Houston will be my number one, getting Kevin Durant, getting Finney Smith, signing back Steven Adams, signing back Fred VanVleet, signing Smith to a long-term contract, keeping Reed Shepard, getting Clint Capella. Come on, man. That's how many moves is that right now? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Obviously, I think Houston had the biggest win in offseason so far until otherwise. You know what I mean? Until otherwise, I think that's a very clear number one answer. I want to hear what yours is, and then I'll let you know who's next for me. I think it's clear number one. It's not even a question. Whoever thinks it's not is kind of bugging the fuck out.
Yeah, I gotta go with I'm going with Houston. Ain't you a Trae Young guy?
Yeah.
You don't think they're making nice moves out there?
I think. I
Not,
mean,
not,
I'm a
not
Trey
on
Young.
Houston.
I'm a Trey Young guy, not on Houston's level.
No, yeah, not on Houston's level, but I think they made some good moves. You know what I mean? They got the Kristaps Porzingis out there. They got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We know what he represents from being out there in Minnesota. Luke Kennard, he can shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's got to be, bro. Houston, man. They definitely won the offseason. I mean, I don't. It ain't enough players left in free agency for a team to make a move to put them above Houston. I don't give a fuck if Giannis do go to Golden State. That's not a better offseason than Houston, because if Giannis was to go to Golden State, they're gonna have to give up some boys, and there's gonna be more than one or two motherfucking players. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some key players.
It depends if they don't give up Butler, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry. It doesn't matter who the fuck they give up. Give up everybody,
Butler about it.
motherfucker.
Butler about
it. Butler.
Yeah, about it. Yeah, let me get Butler. Let me get Butler. But nah, man, Houston is definitely by far won the offseason. And like I said, it's going to remain that way because there ain't enough players left to go out there and, like I said, put them, to go to a team to put them above Houston. You feel me? You know what I mean? And then as we go to your sleeper team, the Detroit Pistons, we know that they went out there and picked up Duncan Robinson from Miami to their roster. He is a sharpshooter. How much better is he going to make Detroit in next season?
Yeah, but Detroit's the next team, though. Detroit's the next team for me that I thought has made some good moves, right? They picked up Karis LeVert, they picked up Duncan Robinson. I think that's some good moves for them. They've made like specific moves to bump them up. Obviously, because you have what's his name Beasley up in these allegations up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get these spreads right. Hey, what are we doing, man?
You already, hey, hold on. This motherfucker already got millions of dollars, nigga. When I seen it, bro, I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. I'm the nigga that's trying to get parlays right on FanDuel and shit so I can I can't wait for football season to start, nigga. You a fucking millionaire. You a millionaire. You been getting money in the league. He ain't no rookie. He been getting money in the league. You know what I'm saying? And you went out there and risked that shit. You risk your future for a few parlays, nigga? Man, what you better get your ass in some real estate or some shit. What the fuck is you doing, man? So you about to
why though? Why?
Bro, because the money is a drug, my nigga. And some niggas get addicted. They're doing whatever they can to get it. You got crackheads out here that are steal from their grandma, nigga. Steal from their mama to go out there and get a hit, nigga. I'm telling you. And that's what FanDuel and DraftKings, just gambling, period, will do to you. That's what they do to you. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man. But keep going, though, dog. Keep going.
Yeah, so, I mean, Detroit, I think Houston's so far and Detroit close. No, I think Atlanta might be second. Because, Detroit got two moves, you know what I'm saying? But Atlanta, I'm with you on the Atlanta one, you know what I'm saying? But Duncan Robinson just adds another shooter. I don't know how much that puts him over the top. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much that puts him over the top, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think right now, because the teams are injured, I think that's what puts Detroit in a good situation. Like, if everyone was healthy, I would still say Detroit, you know what I'm saying? They're maybe a top 6 seed, but I wouldn't say they would, like, probably move to going, like, to to go into the championship or winning or anything like that. But Duncan Robinson, you know, because he's not the greatest defensively, but he's a good shooter. He can shoot he can shoot like he's a really, really, really good shooter.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
quick
saying? His
too.
movement off the ball is a very good it's a very good asset, you know what I mean? So that's definitely gonna help them. You know, Karis LeVert, he could take some ball handling duties off Cade Cunningham. You know, them losing probably them losing Dennis Schroeder's a bit of a thing. But and remember, they also still have Ivy, who was having a breakout year last year, or this year was having a breakout year. So he's gonna come back. So yeah, they're gonna be a good team. They're gonna be a good team. I think they're probably gonna be one of the better teams in the East this year. You know, coming into this year, I think like for sure. You know what I mean? So that team's definitely gonna be looking powerful. Adding Duncan Robinson, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say it puts them over the top in the championship or some shit like that, but they definitely look like a good team with Ivy coming back. I think that's a big, big, big. That's almost like a free agent move. You know what I mean? That's a big, big because he was making strides, and that's why we would put him up there. But yeah, that's all I got really to say about them boys. Not really.
All right, so look, you remember I was like, Detroit ain't done. You know, we were talking about them last year. They ain't done. This ain't they finished product. They gonna get more players. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get more players. And going to Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Going to Detroit, you already know it's we about to work hard here. This is not some place for a diva. You know what I mean? This is about to be it's Detroit basketball. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, bro. A Duncan Robinson. He adds a dimension to them, you know what I mean? That spreads the floor. Quick release jumper, too. In your face jumper. He kind of got that Klay Thompson game going on, you know what I mean? Like catch, shoot, off the screen. Don't matter how close you are. He can pump fake, step to the side, do it again. And if he got to take a couple dribbles to step inside to shoot it, he can do that, too. Now, the defensive side, I know he lacks there, but he's a hard worker. He ain't about to just give up and quit. He don't have great defense, but he will work. You feel what I'm saying? He was in Miami, bro. You don't go to Miami and not work on the defensive side of the basketball. That doesn't happen. It absolutely does not happen. You know what?
Tyler Hero.
Yeah, but look, his defense may not be great, but he worked though. You ain't out there you just slacking. Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, they ain't having that shit. You're not about to be out here. Luka Doncic can't go to Miami. He can't go to Miami. No,
he can go to Miami.
Listen to me. We know any team will take Luka. I'm talking about if it was his choice and they can't live, but you got to play defense on this side of the ball. He wouldn't fit there because you ain't taking defense off. You feel what I'm saying? But Duncan Robinson definitely adds a great dimension for them. And listen, bro, like I said, this ain't it for them. Like you said, Jaden Ivey, he's gonna be back. We know what he represents for them. Isaiah Stewart, he'll be back. You know what I mean? We know what he represents for them. Bring toughness, rebounds, defense, and things like that. The East is wide open, bro. And you got to think, Boston, you got obviously Jason Tatum is going to be out for the year. You feel what I'm saying? And then you got, you know what I mean, Halliburton, he's going to be out for the year with the Pacers. And Miles Turner is also gone with them. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know who they going to get for that position, for their center spot. Miles Turner was good for the Pacers. You know what I mean? I know he didn't play up to par like they wanted him to in the finals or whatever, but he's good for the Pacers. You know what I mean? He was the longest tenured Pacer at 10 years. So, you got him, so they're gonna be gone, and then we don't know what my Sixers is gonna be doing. You know what I mean? We don't know if they're gonna be healthy. We just don't even know. So the East is open, bro. You got Milwaukee; they're not a powerhouse. Miami's not a powerhouse. They'll be in the mix, but they're not a powerhouse at all whatsoever. It's wide open. Don't be surprised to see Detroit damn near at the top 3 seed, bro. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be. They good. So. And Duncan Robinson, them New York, and Duncan Robinson most definitely helps that situation. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, their team is looking good, man. Also, Thompson, Duran,
yep.
Bro.
Yeah,
they're looking good, man.
Yeah. Sticking in the East, man, the NBA, the NBA conference in the East, man, the New York Knicks, they're expected to sign head coach Mike Brown or hire Mike Brown as the head coach. Do you think he can help the Knicks get back to the Eastern Conference Finals and beyond?
I don't have anything. I don't have absolutely nothing to say about this shit.
Look, bro, listen. When I think of Mike Brown, it's not my fault that the first thing that comes to mind is when Robert Horry was giving thoughts on Mike Brown when he was coaching in Cleveland. Remember when LeBron was in Cleveland in 2007, they went to the finals, he wasn't supposed to be there, blah, 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 blah. Got swept by the Spurs, right? Robert Horry was on the All the Smoke podcast, and He said the '07, that might have been the easiest championship. I talk about the Warriors. You know, when I go on my little shit, I talk about the Warriors winning the 2015, and then with Kevin Durant, we already knew what it was going to be. Robert Horry says '07 might be the easiest championship of all time because you're out there getting coached by Mike Brown, who was on the Spurs coaching staff. And then you go out here coaching Cleveland, and you out here running the same plays that San Antonio Spurs run. Now, even if they were running different plays, they wouldn't go beat San Antonio. It was just wasn't good enough. But the mere fact that you went out there and that was your game plan to run the same shit that they run, and you thought y'all was going to win, you thought y'all was going to have some type of advantage that was going to help, that's the first thing that come to mind with Mike Brown. And then him sitting on the sideline spitting in a cup the whole motherfucking game. And then him sitting on y'all sideline getting the championship. They're giving him a bunch of praise. And then he get this job and that job and another job. And then the teams that he on, they don't really do shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what Mike Brown gonna do for the motherfucking Knicks. It's a good thing that it's wide open because I don't think Mike Brown is a real deal ass coach like that go out there and really get the fucking job done to help a team get back to where they were or get them beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, my nigga, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is not nothing like, oh my God, they got Pat Riley or they Eric Spoelstra. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they got this guy or that guy. It doesn't do nothing for me. If I was on the Knicks, I'm not jumping up and down for Mike Brown. So I don't think it's gonna be too much. But like I said, they was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and luckily, you know what I mean, the East is wide open, so they'll have a shot. They have a shot. You know what I mean? So. It is what it is.
Yeah,
all right.
I don't really have nothing. The Knicks is, I mean, what?
Yeah,
I mean,
it is what it is.
Yeah,
we gonna they need what they wanted and what they needed is gone, which is Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? So it looks as if they're gonna be going back, you know, next season with the same roster, and Jalen Brunson is gonna get Clutch Player of the Year again, probably because we know nobody else gonna have the ball in their hands. So I mean, if he gonna have the ball in his hands, we know he can score. You know what I mean? So he might be in the running again for Clutch Player of the Year. He might rack them motherfuckers up because ain't nobody else. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, you know what I mean? Karl Anthony Towns is going to be the one to take them home. So we already know that. So it's going to be the same outcome next season. You know what I mean? But, hey, it is. But like I said, it's wide open. It's wide open. So we'll see.
It is wide open. The Knicks is pretty healthy, so they should be all right.
They should be all right, but we shall see. We shall see. And so
so it ain't gonna be about Mike Brown because they already have the players. They're gonna do well regardless whether they have Mike Brown, whether they have Mark Jackson, whether they have anybody.
Yeah, but coaching. Yeah, but coaching comes down to rotations, decision making, the minutes you're gonna have motherfucking players playing. You know what I mean? Calls and plays after timeouts to get a bucket here. If you're gonna change, or you gonna change it to full court press because you need to slow them down. Things like all of those type of decisions. We know they ain't out there playing. We know they don't make you hit the shots. You know what I'm saying? But the decision making that happens from the sideline, he has to be able to do that. They got the players to do it, but he has to be able to, initiate that and bring that type of leadership to the fucking team. So
yeah, but I don't think it's gonna have much of an impact, though. To be honest with you, I think because the East is so wide open anyway.
Yeah,
they gonna win games regardless of just talent.
And listen, and with that being said, and I can remember I said I was talking to Twan, and I said with Brock, and I said this before Brock Purdy got paid. Me and Twan was talking last fucking year. I said when it's time to play Brock Purdy, when it's time in the offseason, when it was time to pay Brock Purdy, I said he's gonna want a real deal bag. And he gonna get a real deal bag because they don't want to have to start over and have Brock Purdy walk. But you giving him chump change. He ain't taking no $180 million fucking dollars. He looking at the fact that he's been doing what, no matter what you think he only was doing that because they had those type of players out there. Whatever. He ain't thinking like that, and his agent ain't thinking like that. He looking at the fact that I've been in the NFC Championship game, been to the Super Bowl, been in MVP talks, been winning games, all of this shit. I want top dollar, and I said. He ain't worth that type of money, but they ain't got a choice. But this upcoming season, being that the 49ers got the 32nd ranked schedule, their schedule is a JV schedule. That money that they paid him, he gonna look like he worth every fucking penny against the teams that they playing this year because the schedule is so easy. It's so easy. So I'm gonna have to wait and see for the playoffs to get here to see how they operate against the real contending teams because they schedule. Oh my God, it's so easy. It is. We can go out there and they can use us for some weeks. If somebody need a rest, we can go out there and play, still get a dub. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing with the Knicks. It's wide open. And so they go out there and win a whole bunch of games and get to the Eastern Conference Finals again. Well, you ain't had to go through, you lost to the Pacers. Seemed like that was your kryptonite. But guess what? Halliburton's gone. You know what I mean? And even though y'all was up 2-0 against, what's the name? Well, you're not going to have Jason Tatum at all. He won't be there for 0 games. You know what I'm saying? So you got y'all, the Bucks. We don't know what's going on. My Sixers, we don't know what's going on with the health wise with them. So it's going to look very much worth it if they go out there and win a whole bunch of games when Mike Brown get there and coaching, because it's wide open in the East. So it is what it is. Yeah. But before we get up out of here, man, my man Jordan, he's mad for a few reasons today. You know what I mean? But I think one of the main things he's mad about, or the main thing he's mad about, is the fact that the WNBA players voted Caitlin Clark as the 9th best guard in the WNBA. Okay,
that's fucking crazy.
Now, listen. When it comes to the fan votes and the All-Star voting, she got the most votes. That's not. We already knew that was going to happen. Nobody's going to get more votes to Caitlin Clark. Okay, the media. I think the media voted her third best guard, but the players voted her the 9th best guard. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and go off, Jordan. Go ahead and do what you got to do, say what you got to say about this situation, man. I know you got to get ready to go, so go ahead and say what you got to say, man, and we'll go from there. Take it away.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start from the beginning, right, from the top. And this was from when Caitlin Clark first entered the league. And I told you this, and I was pleading my case, and I said to this: there has been plenty of white girls that has come into the league during social media era that had the most points in the league and did all these types of things in NCAA. Okay. It is not that she is white that she's getting all these fans. There has to be something else. There has to be. Caitlin Clark is a different type of player. You understand what I'm saying? She excites people. Her game is a resemblance or similar to, let's say, a Steph Curry, who right now has all the kids love Steph Curry because he shoots from far and he's, he's flamboyant and he's kind of like, gets the people involved, the crowd involved. And that's the same thing that Caitlin Clark does. So all this talk about, oh, she's white and that's a big reason. Fucking Kelsey Plum was white. Sabrina Ionescu was white. All right. And they were more recent too. All right. And Kelsey Plum was leading. She passed, talking about points for the NCAA season and all this. Okay. Sabrina Ionescu was winning chips. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't move the needle. Nobody moved the needle. Okay. She has definitely helped the WNBA. That's one. All right. And she has absolutely done immense things for the NCAA. I mean, for the WNBA. All right. Now, why in the hell? And I've said this before, and I think other people are even saying this. This is a very clear thing. It's rather the girls in WA don't fuck with her. Huh? They said they don't fuck with her.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe, I don't know, they have some resentment. You know what I mean? Because maybe they think that previously they should have got this type of love before, and then whatever the case may be. It's not Caitlin Clark's fault. Caitlin Clark's just doing what she do.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Or it just might be straight up delusion. because let me tell you something. There's no way in hell, okay, that if you are trying to tell me that a player that has broken all types of records, we talking last year, that is coming into this year, whatever the case may be, that she goes from being a top 5 MVP player, and now she is not a top 3, 4. Bro, there must be some type of discrepancy. 3, 4 guard in the league, and don't get me wrong, huh? There might be players that have different types of seasons. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Asia Wilson. Yes, I believe Asia Wilson is the best player in the league. She might not be playing the best at this very moment, right? She might not be playing the best at this moment, right? Because the Collier is playing the best right now. But that doesn't mean she's the best player. That's Asia Wilson.
Right.
Let's be very clear.
My
So
girl.
yeah, so I don't want to hear us talk about, oh, she's not having the best of year. She's giving you 18 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we already know that at the girls basketball, they shoot lower percentages period. That's what just they do. They shoot lower percentages. Even
And
though,
it's,
so
and it's less minutes. It's 40 minutes. It ain't
yeah, yeah.
48 minutes.
So I don't want to hear that. And then if we talk about you're talking about what is it called? She didn't play that much games. What that if that's it, okay, that might be it. I mean, maybe if that might be it, but if that was it, then you wouldn't put it, you wouldn't even voted for her. You said she didn't play enough games, so I'm not gonna vote for her. You understand what I'm saying? But so
Mm.
this type of thing is is kind of crazy, right? And then let's be very clear, huh? 2 years ago, Asia Wilson and them girls, right? They did the voting. Guess how much the voting was? The top vote getter. You know how much the top vote getter was 2 years ago?
What's that? Who's that? What is it?
Asia Wilson with 95,000.
Mm.
These girls are getting over a million now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All in help to Miss Caitlin Clark. You feel what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. I think also Asia Wilson had a part to play in that too. You understand what I'm saying? But if you're gonna think that it was more Angel Reese than Caitlin Clark, you're flat out delusional. You're flat out delusional. Oh, you understand what I'm saying? Not to take anything away from Angel Wilson. I mean, Angel Reese, but Caitlin Clark's hype been happening. When my first time seeing Caitlin Clark wasn't watching her and Angel Reese. My first time watching Caitlin Clark is when she went and she went and was shooting from the logo. That's when I went and that's when I seen Caitlin Clark, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what brought my eyes to Caitlin Clark. It wasn't that she was white. It wasn't that she was black. It wasn't anything. It was that she was shooting from the logo and doing it with some type of with some type
Swag.
of flamboyant, yeah, with some
Yeah.
type of swag.
Yeah.
And that's what brought me to Caitlin Clark. So these girls that voted her ninth is flat out bugging. You have Paige Beckers ahead of her. You have Kelsey Mitchell ahead of her. Alicia Gray, I think you could put ahead of her this year, 100%. 100%. We agree with that. I have
Yeah.
nothing. Natasha Cloud, are you fucking kidding me? Bro, I'm watching. We're watching. Skylar Diggins. Skylar Diggins is not better than Caitlin Clark. No way. Let's be very clear here. You understand what I'm saying? So what could it be? You have Kelsey Mitchell ahead of her. Kelsey Mitchell's a good scorer, but
Yeah.
that's about it, and that's about all.
What about
And
Sabrina?
and I think you could put Sabrina. I think, but the thing that's why there has to be. You have the media, you have the fan vote, you have the media who's around 3, right? You have her, you have Caitlin Clark 3, which I think is reasonable because I would put Sabrina Nescu in front of her this right now, and I would put Alicia Gray ahead of her right now, 100%.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? But when you talk about all these other, it just doesn't make no sense, bro.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense. So this jealousy that's happened within the girls, you're messing up your own game, bro. Because it's just showing that I don't know, our girls just emotional. What is it? Are they just what is it? What is it? You can't just appreciate something. You know what I'm saying? And if you really think she's a ninth best guard, you're flat out bugging. You're flat out bugging. Like it doesn't make any sense. So right now, the WNBA needs to get better, bro. The WNBA girl need to get better, bro. I don't give a shit. They need to get better. And until they start to change that shit ain't nothing gonna change, bro. Ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change, bro.
And
So,
what you mean? And what ain't gonna change? What you mean?
bro, they want all these things. They want all these things, correct? They do. They want all these things. And if people are seeing when they say, "Oh, we're not jealous or we're not saying we're happy of this," what does that show, bro? What does that show? And people are going to see this. And if people see this, it's going to be like, yo, these girls are just hating. And it's going, it might make them It might make them turn away. It might make them turn away, and that's what I'm saying. It might make them turn away. But listen, this right here is laughable to me. This is laughable to me. It's a joke thing. So they just need to be better. The girls in the WNBA need to be better and be honest and stop hating. Flat out. Flat out. And that's all I gotta say right now, man. Before I get my ass gone.
Yeah, the ninth best guard. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Alicia Gray and Sabrina Nescu. You know what I mean? Everybody, you can't have Paige in front of motherfucking, I mean, you can't. Paige is hooping. It's not she hooping.
She
but
hooping.
She's balling. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I mean? But maybe they going off of games play. I mean, it's been 16 games. She's played in 9. She missed 7 games, and she out now. You know what I'm saying? Paige has played all of them. You know what I mean?
She hasn't played all of them, but yeah.
Well, majority, but even still, you know what I mean? The ninth best guard, you know what I mean? Nah, man, I can't even do that. Natasha Cloud, you know what I mean? And yeah, Skylar Diggins. Nah, bro. They got this all yeah, they got this all wrong. So maybe it's some jealousy in there. Maybe it's some she ain't played, she's been out. Maybe it's that, or yeah, it's something fishy in the water. You know what I mean? That shit ain't tasty. It got a little tart taste to it. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't cool.
Telling you. Tell me the ninth best guard is getting blitz coming up the court. The ninth best guard is getting full court pressed. The ninth best guard, that's what the ninth best guard doing? Is that really what the ninth best guard is doing? The way that these girls are defending her is like fucking, I don't know. What is it? It's like when Steph Curry's on the court.
And listen, I don't. Are they factoring in defense as well? I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. We don't know what we don't know.
Sabrina Ionescu is not a great defender, not even close.
It's got to be some jealousy in there. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be some, oh, she ain't play all the games. It's got to be some, oh, she don't defend well. This kind of reminds me of like, when you get to doing all of that, you remember how we know T.O. is a first ballot Hall of Famer without question. But they kept him out of the first ballot because then they all of a sudden they wanted to make it about, oh, well, if you start things on the sideline or if you get into it with this coach or whatever the case may be, but you had motherfuckers that was on drugs and shit still making the first ballot Hall of Fame. You didn't use that on them. You just did that because T.O. was a popular player. He was fucking great as fuck. And, he had some issues, same issues. Like if you get into it with a coach, well, Tom Brady yelling all his coach face, cussing at his coach nose to nose, it's passion. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's different. You know what I mean? I ain't got to get into that, but this kind of seemed like that. We know she's not no motherfucking ninth best guard in the WNBA. It's not, no, she's not. You know what I'm saying? She's way higher than that. Like I said, I agree with Sabrina and Alicia Gray, but the other ones, bro, nah. We were just sitting here talking about, you know what I mean, could Caitlin help the WNBA, not WNBA, the Fever, get to the finals this year? You ain't saying that about no ninth. You're not even wondering that about no ninth best. That's not even a topic about the ninth best, you know what I mean, point guard. Nobody, not even us. And we're not even worldwide. We ain't ESPN. But even us, I'm not putting the topic up there. Can Caitlin, and she the ninth best guard, can Caitlin Clark carry or help lead the team, to the fucking WNBA finals? That's crazy. So yeah, it got to be. It's definitely not just about basketball. It's definitely about something else. I think it's time to get over that, bro. It's time to get over that. You know what I mean? What I will say is that when you jump into a black lane, black sports, black music, and a white person does it, it does heighten it. It does. But her game speaks for itself too. So the color of her skin, it helps, but her game is boosting it more. Okay.
Yes.
Her game is her style of play. Her game. Her style of play. If her game was, look at Asia Wilson. Look at Asia Wilson. That's just not like, it's not that exciting no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not shooting the 3 ball. It's not that. You know what I mean? Look at Jokic, right? What if you just take away Jokic's 3-point shooting ability? Take that away. He was just in the post, in the paint. It wouldn't be that exciting because that ain't really what you this ain't the 90s or the early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? The game has changed. If Caitlin Clark was like Asia Wilson, I think she'll have more clout because of her color, but her game wouldn't boost it. Her Asia Wilson game probably wouldn't. That's not what's going to gravitate everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to gravitate everybody. You know what I mean? So it's part of her game that boosts her celebrity, if you want to call it, if you will, her celebrity or her status, her stock, you know what I'm saying?
Fame,
But it's
yeah.
her fame, you know what I'm saying, versus the color. You know what I mean? Like it has something to do with it, but the game is what's doing it more, a higher percentile. But they got to get up. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
A lot more.
No, for whatever it is, it's more than it's more. You know what I mean? Whatever, if you have whatever number you want to give, I ain't here to argue that. It's more though. You know what I'm saying? But it's time to, you know what I mean? I can see if she was a dud. You know what I mean? She wasn't showing up and she was bombing out. You know, she gave you 11 points, and you know what I mean? They still trying to put her up there, you know what I mean? But she balling. 18-9, that's pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? So what's the rebounds? 18-9 and what is it, 4? Or something like
5.
That? 6 to 5? I got her shit up here. Yeah, I mean. Oh, here it is right here.
Yeah, 18.2, 5 rebounds, 9 assists.
Yeah, 18, 9, and 5. And 1.6 steals. That's damn near 2 steals a game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they're gonna have to get over that, bro. Leave it just knife best is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
absolutely madness.
Yeah. Listen, man, I know you got to get up out of here, bro. I know you got shit going on with professional soccer and all of that. You know what I mean? We covered everything today, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything else you want to get off your mind, off your chest? Yeah. You good?
Yeah, that pissed me off, man. Let's go. I hope CC, bounce. Don't worry, bounce back. They got the Commissioner Cup, though. They won that. So
yeah. And look, she got
not being there.
She got an A on the class project. She had to do shit. You feel me?
Yeah, she had to do shit.
Had to do shit. You know what I mean? But listen, man, for the viewers right now, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button so y'all can be up to date with all things under the lights. My God Doomsday, our God Doomsday, always popping in, saying what's up. Shout to you, my God. We appreciate you. Much love, my guy. But we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, man. That's our show for the day, and we gone.